What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the data points, what's moving it, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is down 0.7%, 1829 the low, 1876 the high. So I did my weekend video where I go over some expectations, and I did bring up a couple big catalysts that's coming, one of which was a tentative deal with China. So I kind of mentioned that it was coming before even Trump mentioned this. That seems to have hyped up the market. And so that's one of the main reasons why everything is really moving higher today. But Lucid, even in my weekend video, I said, hey, you know what? It'd be very difficult for Lucid to be red. What did Lucid do? Hold on, Cal. Let me hold your beer. I want to show you something. And they just go red. Like, what the hell is this? And I look at a lot of data throughout the day and whatever else. And one thing that I've started to notice is this. So you can kind of see right here, just the net money flow block orders. So block orders, primarily just institutions. And so far, there's about $76.53 million in turnover. So that's overall kind of trading volume for today. And 6.66, so kind of a bad number, but negative 6.66 million is institutions selling. So as I have mentioned time and time again, whoever advised Lucid that a reverse stock split is going to incentivize institutions to buy does not know anything and should be fired. And as I've stated, like, institutions do not buy a stock because of the stock price. They buy because of performance. This is proof. So absolute craziness that is happening with Lucid. So despite the market rallying, Lucid is just doing another Lucid day, unfortunately. And today there hasn't been any news from Lucid nor any SEC filings on social media. They seem to be very, very quiet. So they posted this 23 hours ago, but I've even started to see that their engagement has been dropping. So people just are not looking at Lucid as a viable investment. And so, yeah, even though this week it's going to be huge for the market and potentially Lucid could see a nice recovery, but you're not seeing any institutions saying, hey, you know what? I need to buy Lucid right now. Like, nobody's saying that, which is, it sucks. And it's really stupid how Lucid's doing their PR, like even posting this. Like, when they did this, I kind of made fun of it when I did a video saying, like, asking AI was the best luxury EV. Of course, I think generally there's no argument. And I even posted this recently on social media saying, hey, you know what? I love the vehicle, hate this. This is honestly the worst investment. And to ask AI that, hey, what's the best luxury EV? You know, it's going to say Lucid, but add an asterisk that can produce vehicles, like, it won't even bring Lucid up. It's not even a topic. So it's unfortunate. And I, oddly enough, did have a lot of kind of optimistic expectations for Lucid that it was going to recover. But today definitely is a nice slap in the face, one of many that Lucid does to its investors. At the time of doing this video, shorts are returning 346,000 shares. So again, if you kind of analyze all this by shorts returning, it does show that today's red day is not justified. But at the same time, it kind of shows that big money is not buying, right? Because for shorts to return that amount, it should be green. So cost to borrow is a little bit higher, so the average being 11.17%. Aside from that, looking at the options, 404,000 in calls, 263,000 in puts, and 58% of all the options being done today are bearish in nature. So despite Lucid really going down as much as it has, people still anticipate Lucid to kind of push a little bit lower. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be kind of between that 19 and 1950. Bears are anticipating for it to be kind of between, for the most part, actually sub 17. So that's going to be a full-on breakdown, and that most likely is because of this S1. So 1765 is going to be the next strong support, and then 2119 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. I did say in my weekend video I did feel a nice recovery to this pivot point, given all of the crazy catalysts. Like, we have a rate cut that's coming down the pipeline, like, should be soon. So it should, like, in theory, Lucid should be green easily, but big money is not really buying Lucid. So unless there's some rumor that's coming out that I'm not really aware of, or maybe institutions know something ahead of time, because for institutions to be selling that dollar value today definitely is concerning, and maybe is a sign that something, again, news wise might be coming, but not clearly a positive. So I don't know, it's just a interesting stock. I will continue to still really like the product, but management has royally screwed Lucid. I think Peter really laid the foundation for just all of this crap. Mark, I think we had a lot of high expectations for him, and he so far has, in my eyes, completely flopped. But then again, as I have brought up in the past, even going over here, like Lucid's retail honestly is largely flopping as well. Like looking at these questions that we are willing to ask management, retail is also flopping. Everyone is flopping with Lucid. Like, what is the timeline of a affordable entry level vehicle? And honestly, in the past, almost every single time they've done and put these out, I've done a dedicated video just talking about this only. But this time, I read some of these questions and it's just so idiotic. It's absolutely insane. But possibly one thing that might be really plaguing Lucid is the curse of the 50-day moving average. So historically speaking, as I've mentioned in the past, every time Lucid does close below a 50-day moving average for 2 consecutive days, it does go down about 20 to 30%. So I did kind of forecast it for it to be between that 1650 to 1750 range general. So maybe that is what is causing all of this crap with Lucid. But then again, you even have Rivian. Rivian's technicals were breaking down too, but it's up 3+%. So it is just a very infuriating stock. And this is why on this channel I'm branching out. I did a Polestar video, I did a GM, and probably I'll do a Rivian tomorrow. But yeah, I think Lucid really needs to get their crap together. And I think if they announced that Mark was fired, I could honestly say with confidence that the stock price would move higher because of that. So I think just management, they need a full-on just removal of a lot of people and get in some credible people that know what the hell they're doing. So it is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I think we had some high expectations here and even right over here, but I think just the trust is really going away with Lucid. And that's something that you can't really get. A lot of stocks, like such as NIO, I covered NIO on another YouTube channel, and their management has really screwed them. They're starting to finally do things now, but I think the sentiment has been so damaged. Any like 1% pullback, people like start freaking out and assume a 90% pullback is coming. That's because of the poor sentiment. I think that is going to be happening with Lucid. Anyone who's really truly holding on to it, they bought in way back here in 2022, 2023, or potentially even prior to that, and they've been slowly dollar cost averaging. Like, I can't really see any people like very optimistic wanting to buy Lucid right now. So it is what it is. So this is a quick summary of what is happening with Lucid, what's really plaguing it, and everything else. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. If you are looking for some solid buy signals, though, pop over to my Patreon. I put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, many of which have been absolutely on point. So worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.